In this tutorial, we're going to look at modules. Modules are really the bedrock of Canvas. It's a way that information can be organized. The best way to think about a module is actually as a folder that individual assignments or pages or discussion posts, quizzes, or even links to outside resources, what are called external tools, can all be put and organized. And so an assignment or a page that is in one module could actually be in multiple modules, but it really is just one assignment, but there's multiple links to it. So let's go ahead and jump into the module view and walk around a little bit. So to get to the module view, the easiest way is to just click right here at modules, though as you saw in a previous video, the home page might actually be set module, and so you will see that right away. As well, there may be either a button or some sort of navigation from the home page. Maybe it will say start here or learning, or actually just say modules that you can click. And so that's my start here button. Now notice that the module is a group of information, like I was said. Here are some things that you will need to know as a substitute. First, this information is all sequential. And so when a student views this, they can go into one. And by putting it in a module, it allows the teacher to it basically creates these next and previous buttons. Not this. This is graphic that I created and put in here so that my students get the concept. But these ones right here at the bottom, and you can just zoom in right there where it says next, it automatically puts a next button to the next page or post or assignment in the modules. And so students are able to just progress through to the different content that are in the module. Okay, so that's one of the benefits of a module. Now, in one of the future tutorials that we'll do, we will actually look at how do you figure out the flow a teacher has. And part of that is figuring out what kind of modules are they setting up. Or are they even using modules? But most will be. So for example, my modules here use a unit structure, but at the same time, it uses a week structure. So here I have unit 1 as well as the date. So I'm really mixing and matching. And so unit 1 might go into the next module as well, because my modules are week by week. And so here you see I've used some text headers, Monday, Tuesday, to organize the day. So all of this content would be content that the students would interact with on Monday. Okay. You can see as we go down further that I've added some even more text headers for independent work that they did or would do, as well as this is an assignment that we did together in a live Zoom session. And then this is an assignment that they did asynchronously on their own. And so part of the goal as a substitute is to really figure out what is the flow that they have in their modules. Okay, but let's say that you do need to create some content or add a page to a module. That's all going to happen right up here in this upper right corner where it has the plus symbol. And all you do is you click there, and that's going to open up this add item menu. And so in this box right here are items that have already been created, and you can just click and then hit add item. And then right here, you're able to, and let's zoom in a little bit, you're able to cycle through the different types of assignments. And so quiz, and you can see that I don't have any quizzes on this one. You can link to a particular file, and it would load all the files that you have in that course, pages, discussions, and so on and so forth. At the top of each one, it always has the new, whether it's a page, new assignment. And if you click that, it actually allows you to create one right then and add it to the module directly. And something to know is that whenever a new item is created in a module, it automatically puts it way at the bottom. And so then you have to drag it up to wherever you want it. I won't go over how to make this clean or to look organized, because we'll do that in a future tutorial. But a couple more things just to note in the module view. You see this green icon right here, and when I hover my mouse over it, you can see it says unpublish. Basically, if a an item has this circle with a line through it, it is not published, and therefore the student cannot see it. Now, the important thing about modules, though, is that you're not just unpublishing it in this module. If this particular item is in more than one module, then it's unpublishing it everywhere. You're actually preventing access to that page, post, or course item. So, for example, here, I with my courses, I use a schedule. And I show the students, we're going to do live together, then we're going to do independent. We're going to do independent first, then we're going to do live, whatever. Well, if I were to unpublish it here, okay, notice that up here where I have that as well, and I think I have that one. I don't have that one up there. Let's do, well, here, right here. So if I unpublish it there, right there, there's another one. And so it automatically unpublished it because I'm actually unpublishing the individual page. So just be aware of that. If a student complains, I can't see the page that you're referring to, check to see, is it actually published? Okay. Now notice though that if I were to click this, and let's do it down here on this template page. So whenever you click the publish button, it automatically, and this is of the module, I'm sorry. If you click the publish button of the module, it automatically publishes every item in that module, even if you don't want it to be. And so if there are some course items here that I didn't want to be published, I would just go and unpublish them, depending on what I want for the students. And the cool thing though is that I can go ahead and unpublish that again, and those items that are published will stay published. However, once I hit it again, everything becomes published again. And so just make sure that you know what you're publishing, and is it what you want the students to see or what the teacher desires for them to see. Note also that if the module is not published, the item inside of it cannot be seen inside that module. But that item might be in more than one module, and so it would still be able to be seen. The visibility of that item is available, but it's not because in this module, because this individual module isn't published. Okay, and notice that you can click the little caret there to minimize or to expand it. A couple more things. If you needed to add an additional module, so let's say you've moved from that short-term sub into that long-term sub situation, and you're now creating content and you need to add a module, up here you just click that plus module button. You can give your module a name, and so I might say Unit 2 Light. And then there are some details here with prerequisites and stuff. I'm not going to go into that, but if you're in a situation that you feel like you need to use it, there are some more videos out there on that, particularly on the Canvas Tutorial Show on Facebook. But for what you're doing, you most likely won't need to use it. And so once you put the title in there, you just hit Add Module. And again, just like adding an item to a module, it puts it way down there at the bottom. But then you can grab this side right here, and you can then drag it up to wherever it needs to be. And I'm just going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to delete this, but notice that there are some other things in here that you could use, but most of it for being a sub you wouldn't need to interact with. But let's go ahead and delete that. I think that's about it for modules. One thing that you can do is collapse all, and that's helpful if you have many modules and you need to get down and find the exact one. So that's the module view. Cheers.